Ah yes, another story about a man pushed to the brink, betrayed, broken, and reborn in the flames of vengeance. But this isn't your average hero's journey. No, this is the saga of Liam Sera Banfield, the evil lord of an intergalactic empire. Forget honor, forget morality. This is a tale of mecha mayhem and one man's quest to flip the bird at fate itself. And trust me, fate is about to get absolutely wrecked. Our story begins with a fleet of terrified space peasants. Professional military personnel, losing their collective minds as a wormhole rips open in the void of space. Alarms blare, officers scream contradictory orders, and radar screens flicker wildly, unable to process what they're detecting. And the worst part? This nightmarish behemoth isn't piloted by some mindless idiot or a reluctant warrior forced into battle. No, inside that armored monstrosity sits a man who doesn't just tolerate destruction, he relishes it. A man who fights not for duty, nor honor, nor even vengeance, but simply because he enjoys the chaos. The Black Tyrant takes a single step forward, and the battle begins, not as a clash of opposing forces, but as an execution. Chaos erupts in the enemy fleet the moment the Black Tyrant enters the battlefield. The captain of the flagship, a seasoned veteran who has faced countless battles, is frozen in sheer terror. His trembling fingers hover over the controls as sweat drips down his forehead. His crew isn't doing much better. Frantic shouts overlap, alarms wail like the screams of the damned, and every monitor flashes red with desperate warnings. And then, bam! One single effortless slash, not a series of attacks, not a drawn-out skirmish, just one devastating stroke of the Black Tyrant's weapon, and the command center, the brain of the entire fleet, ceases to exist. One moment, the bridge is filled with shouting officers. The next, it's an expanding cloud of glowing debris, scattering into the dark abyss of space like a funeral pyre without a body. But let's rewind. Before the galaxies trembled at his name, before the stars bore witness to his rise as the evil lord, before he crushed fleets under the iron grip of his empire, he was just a man. Just Kamazaki. An average, overworked, underpaid salaryman, drowning in the endless grind of corporate servitude. His days were an unbroken cycle of gray commutes, fluorescent, lit offices, and spreadsheets that blurred into meaninglessness. His job? A cog in the machine. His purpose? Non-existent. Yet, for all the emptiness, he clung to one belief, that he was working for something greater. His family. A wife. Micah. A daughter. Kanami. A home that should have been a sanctuary. Sounds wholesome, right? Wrong. The reality was a slow, suffocating nightmare in disguise. Mika no longer looked at him the way she used to. The warmth in her eyes had long since faded, replaced by indifference, then disdain. The once lively conversations at dinner had withered into forced politeness, then silence. He told himself it was just stress, that things would get better. They never did. At work, he was no better off. His boss, a smug, two-faced snake, had begun setting him up. Small at first, misplaced files, revisions he swore he never approved. Then came the accusations of fraud, the whispers in the office, the meetings where he was guilty before proven innocent. And through it all, he endured, until one night, everything shattered. It started with a suspicion, a lingering doubt that he had crushed under the weight of his own denial. But doubt has a way of gnawing at the mind, whispering, pulling at loose threads. So he followed Mika, through the dimly lit streets. His heart pounded louder than his footsteps. His hands shook as he turned the corner, and then he saw them. His wife, wrapped in the arms of another man, and his daughter, Kanami, looking up at the stranger with adoration, calling him Papa. Something inside him broke. Not a dramatic explosion of rage, not a violent outburst. No, it was quieter, like the sound of a final breath before drowning. By the time he got home, his phone was already buzzing. His company had officially terminated him. The fraud charges? Stuck. His accounts? Frozen. His world? Gone. The home he sacrificed everything for? Not his anymore. His wife? Gone. His daughter? Not even his to begin with. His life had been a lie. As he sat in the cold darkness of his empty apartment, staring at the walls that no longer felt like home, a thought crept into his mind. Was there ever a point to any of it? And that's when he heard it. A voice. Do you want a way out? Hello? Smollett. Amused. like the whisper of a serpent coiling around its prey. It was then that he met the guide, and in that moment, his fate was sealed. Do you want a way out? Soken, deceptively kind, amused even. Kamazaki should have been afraid, should have questioned the very nature of this moment. The absolute blackness stretching in all directions, the chilling weightlessness of his own existence, the way time itself felt frozen. But fear had long abandoned him, drained away with everything else. He had nothing left to lose. And so, he answered, yes, that's when he appeared. Not a man, not a god, something in between, cloaked in shadows that shifted and danced unnaturally, eyes gleaming with the mirth of a predator that had just cornered its prey. This was the guide, a being that did not just observe human suffering, it thrived on it, fed off it like a parasite, spinning fate's threads into cruel, intricate tapestries of torment. And now, the guide had set its sights on him. A new life, a fresh start, wealth, power, the chance to take everything you were denied. The words slithered into his mind like honeyed poison. All it takes is one, simple, agreement. A parchment materialized before Kamazaki, its surface shimmering with a script he did not recognize, yet somehow understood. A contract, a deal, the final thread tying his fate to something far greater and far more dangerous than he could comprehend. There had to be a catch. There was always a catch. But standing at the edge of oblivion, staring into the void of his meaningless past, what did it matter? So, he took the pen, he signed, and the world shattered around him. When he opened his eyes, everything was different. The cold office walls were gone. The suffocating weight of debt, betrayal, and despair gone. Instead, he found himself lying in silk sheets beneath a grand ceiling adorned with gold and chandeliers. The scent of incense and polished wood filled his lungs. Sunlight streamed through lavishly embroidered curtains, casting the room in a soft glow. A world of nobles, war, and towering machines of destruction. Mechas flash forward, and Liam is now the man everyone fears. His armada arrives, led by his loyal subordinates, including the badass female pilot Christina. More wormholes open, more enemies appear, and Liam does what he does best, annihilates everything in sight. His name alone sends shivers down the spines of lesser lords. Battleships fall like dominoes, entire fleets crumble under his onslaught. And just when you think he's done, he casually orders 200 more warships because, hey, overkill is underrated. With his enemies reduced to cosmic dust, Liam stands atop the battlefield, laughing like the magnificent bastard he is. The galaxy is his playground, and he's just getting started. His cape billows dramatically, his mechanical throne rising amidst the wreckage. The stars themselves seem to tremble in his wake. Because in this world, nice guys finish last, and Liam, he's making damn sure he's first. So there you have it, the birth of an intergalactic nightmare, a man scorned by life itself, now carving his vengeance into the stars. Will anyone stop him? Can the universe even handle him? Stick around because this evil lord's empire is only beginning. And if you think this was brutal, oh, you haven't seen anything yet?